Welcome to Centinela de Cristo.
Blessings, this is Pastor Luis Luciano from Oklahoma. Friday, February 14. Further thought, read Ellen G. White. Why was sin permitted? Pages 33 to 43. In Patriarchs and Prophets. Even when he was cast out of heaven, infinite wisdom did not destroy Satan, since only the service of love can be acceptable to God. The allegiance of his creatures must rest upon a conviction of his justice and benevolence. The inhabitants of earth and of the worlds, being unprepared to comprehend the nature or consequences of sin, could not then have seen the justice of God in the destruction of Satan. Had he been immediately blotted out of existence, some would have served God from fear rather than from love. The influence of the deceiver would not have been fully destroyed, nor would the spirit of rebellion have been utterly eradicated. For the good of the entire universe to the ceaseless ages, he must more develop fully his principles, that his charges against the divine government might be seen in their true light by all created beings, and that the justice and mercy of God and the immutability of his law might be forever placed beyond all question. Satan's rebellion was to be a lesson to the universe through all coming ages, a perpetual testimony to the nature of sin and its terrible results. The working out of Satan's rule, its effects upon both men and angels, will show what must be the fruit of setting aside the divine authority. It will testify that with the existence of God's government is bound up the well-being of all creatures he has made. Thus, the history of this terrible experiment of rebellion was to be a perpetual safeguard to all holy beings, to prevent them from being deceived as to the nature of transgression, to save them from committing sin and suffering its penalty. Ellen G. White, Patriarchs and Prophets, pages 42 and 43. Discussion questions. Theodicy is a term for the justification of God in the face of evil, but it is not the justification for evil itself. Imagine someone in heaven saying, "Oh yes, Jesus, now I understand why my family was tortured and murdered before my eyes. Yes, it all makes sense now. Thank you, Jesus." That's absurd. How can we come to understand that is God, not evil, that is ultimately vindicated in the great controversy? See Lesson 9. Have you ever felt somewhat like Job? Have you ever been tempted to think that there cannot possibly be a good explanation for the suffering you or your loved ones have experienced? How does Job's final realization that he uttered what he did not understand? Job 42:3 shed light on the position we are all in relative to our own questions.